away from so many bad things, bad company that might have made our future bleak. We had strict parents, even though at the time we didn't like that fact. We thought they were probably curtailing our joy. But many years later, we look back and realize that that strict parenting is what has made us who we are today. I've listened to the many proponents of the new style of parenting, that is calm, friendly, and cordial. They propose all the easy ways of relating to our children, but has it produced any better outcomes? Children of today are entitled. They know no adversity because parents are encouraged to provide everything they ask for. You deny them anything and someone shouts, "Hey, child abuse." We don't met out any proper corrective punishments. We're just raising a bunch of spoiled children who might struggle in the face of even a small little bit of adversity. I think parents need to toughen up and toughen their children too. So, I mean, I read this and I was a little conflicted. Because, yes, indeed, there are two schools of thoughts. I don't know what kind of parent you are and what kind of parenting style you actually, practice at home. Are you the strict parent? Are you the laissez-faire type? Are you the very cordial kind of parent? And do you really agree that, the tough parenting kind of really helps build better children? Do you agree with this idea that our good friend shared as well? What are your thoughts about it? Does it help with better outcomes? He said that, look, a lot of the new style of parenting where, they still, child, don't punish them, be nice to them, be friendly with them and what. Let them be comfortable talking to you and all of that. Has it really yielded any better outcomes? Is it true that maybe we had a better, generation back in the day than now? Are the young ones of today even more entitled? Do you agree? Well, let's hear you. 0302216541. You can call me or you can send me a WhatsApp message on 055-1111-997. Hello.
Yeah, Lexis, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, brother. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice.
My name is Kofi.
Okay, Kofi. Let's hear you.
Okay. Well, I just heard what the guy said. Honestly, it's a 50-50 thing. I come from a very strict home. My dad was a military officer, so you can imagine it was strict. It affected me kind of, but in a way, it's even though there are some things that I felt if I was left to explore, I would be somewhere better than what I am. So in raising my son, I have a 4-year-old boy. In raising him, I realize most of the time he wants everything. So I try to sit him down and tell him that, listen, in life, you can't have everything. You need to have some, and something you need to work for it. He might not understand it now, but I guess eventually, and I'm hoping he gets it, in the sense that their generation is different from ours. There's a lot of technology, social media, so the influence there is very, very high. Very, very high. And most of us parents are running around trying to make money to provide for them. So in the end, we don't pay attention unless you make a conscious effort to try and balance the two. So yes, with what the guy is saying, I totally agree. But then you would have to be very careful, or else you're going to have a very rebellious child, and you might not be able to handle it because of the generation we find ourselves in. So for me, it's a 50-50 thing. Generally, the discipline helped me. 50, but the other 50, it did not help me because it got to a point I was quite timid. I had to go out of the usual box and try and find myself to be who I am today. Because right now I'm a very outspoken person. But growing up, it was very, very difficult to. Your dad speaks and it's final. He's coming, you have to get into your room. So it back then it worked, but now it can't work. You have to be very fast. You have to be very fast.
Kofi, thank you. I'm grateful that you shared your thoughts on this. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Papa Lexis. I hope you are doing well.
I'm fine, thank you.
Lexis, like I don't want to call, but you open the topic, and I need to share something. I think nurturing a child or training up a child, like it is like attire that we wear every day. For me, I dress up based on the weather. Sometimes when the weather is very cold, I put on long sleeves or cool. When it is very hot, something simple. I mean, you go by polo shirt, long sleeves, something like that. When you are with your children, when you are too hard on them, it is very dangerous. And they will seem to be afraid of you. They will not open up, or sometimes they will not even mind you again. Every day shouting on them, beating them. No. At a point in time, you talk to them. At a point in time, open your eyes. Even sometimes open your eyes off, will tell them something. But one big problem that makes a parent not be able to know the child very well is a broken home. The dad is living somewhere, the mom is living somewhere. I'm going to my dad, then he'll tell the dad, I'm going to my mom. Then he or she will be in the middle. You might not know whom he or she is sleeping with. So once you are married or have a child for both of you, you have to be together. Iron out whatever differences for the sake of the children.
Okay. Thank you. I'm grateful for your thoughts on this, Joseph. All right. Hello.
Hello, Lexis.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good. I'm good, and you?
I'm okay, thanks. What's your name?
I'm this Kobe from Tesano.
Okay, Kobe. Let's hear you.
You see, you have a friends. Ask any of them what's the meaning of Jimakpala. When an Ewe matter somebody's child or Ewe matter somebody's child, Jimakpala, if you're not careful, what your parents will do to you, automatically it means that they've given birth to you, they've never trained you. It was one insult that if you don't know, you bring that insult home. When growing up, you are in trouble. Those days, I remember in Ho, by 9:30, if they see a child below 15 years outside, they will arrest the child and the mother will be punished. You can't dress anyhow. Those are the lives that we've grown up with. But today, go and punish somebody's child and see what will happen. The future is not clear, Lexis. The future is not clear. The future, if you see some of these, our younger ones, the way they behave, they don't fear anything any longer. Just because, Charlie, the house, mother. I remember some kids right now I just saw on my way driving home. If you see the way the guy is dressed, I feel like giving them lift. They are going to somewhere Amasama. But I can't put that kind of person because I have some perspective about him already that he might be a criminal because there's nobody taking care of him. There's nobody taking because the mother maybe that's her, but nobody doesn't mind. This is some of the things that our future is not clear. Because that's at the moment the hardship, he's already thinking about doing something else different because they've never trained him how to humble himself, how to handle himself very careful. The life is making his own, nobody cares. So we need to do something. This topic is a very, very, not that to go to a different international school, the way the children behave, these so-called rich children, the way they behave, you see that no, something is somewhere which is not working good. Thank you, Lexis.
Interesting thoughts there. I'm curious to hear what you also have to say. 0302-216-541. Call me, or you can WhatsApp me on 055-111-1997. Hello?
Hello, Lexis.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
All right. What'd you say? Madakukwe. All right. Let's hear you, Dela.
Okay. So it depends. If you use a difficult hand or a very hard hand to train a child, some may be well, some will come out well, some will not come out well. They'll become notorious. Some too, if you are too soft, too, it's not good. So you have to weigh and see. And it doesn't need so much difficult hand to raise a child. It takes talks like communication. If the child understands you, you also understand. We are good to go. Those days are past. Those things, gadgets we are even those days, they are not even what we are using now. So if you want to compare our years or years ago to today, you may not have a lot of things, and you rather maybe not even know how to raise your child. So it takes talks, communication, listening to programs like this to be able to know the kind of child you have to raise the person. It doesn't take only a caning all the time or shouting. Communication, good one, of course. And I'm sure the children will become well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Della, for your thoughts on this as well. All right. Hello?
Lexis.
Yes, sir. How are you? Hello?
I'm a Jesus Finashandere.
What's your name again?
Mauli.
Okay, Mauli, let's hear you.
Yeah, Charlie, it boils down to listening, paying attention to the kids. If you are free with them, and you call them, you talk to them like your colleague, they won't hide anything from you. Typical example is I'm a teacher. You see, I teach in one of the basic schools. One day there was a girl, the girl is very brainy. So she came to school, was so moody. And I called her, what was the problem? So the parents they have separated. So that morning, the girl was totally confused. She doesn't know what to do. So I had to psych her up. After class, I called her, talked to her before, Now we are managing small. So, Charlie, it's not easy. It's a matter of being nice with them. Take them as your children. And they will disclose everything to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. 0302-216-541. And I got a message from Theo. Lexis, you can be strict and still be a friendly parent. You don't have to be too strict, though. That's from Theo. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Doing good.
And what's your name?
Claude from Tema.
Okay, Claude, kindly turn on the volume of your set or move away from it, okay? I can.
Yes, I've done that.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Lexis, bringing up children is based on the upbringing of the parents involved. If two adults who get married, having learned from their own homes, they don't have principles for bringing up children, then there's a challenge. Then when the couple are together, there's something we say unity of purpose, so that what the father says is what the mother will support. But then when there's a conflict in bringing up the children, maybe a mother is saying, do this, the father says, no, relax. Or the father says this, mother says, then there's a gap where the children can fit into and be comfortable. So if there's no unity of purpose, there are no principles, joint principles in the marriage. I'm telling you, the children will take sides and they'll have a leeway. Nobody can correct them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, bro. I'm grateful for your thoughts on this as well. Interesting perspectives here. So my question for you personally, though, is that what kind of parent are you? Are you a strict one or you are easy on the kids? And which style of parenting do you think is best, especially in this generation? Because our friend who sent in the message on Instagram alluded to the fact that this generation is a little bit entitled, probably more entitled than the generation before. Hello.
Hello, Lexis.
Yes,
Good
sir.
evening.
Good evening, brother. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Adam.
Adam, go ahead.
Okay, Lexis, I think the last caller, what he said is totally true. Because I have a situation where a friend and the wife are having issues because of this. The man agrees and puts in measures to keep the house right. But once he leaves the house, the wife will allow the children to do the opposite. So I'm advising all parents, at least you should have rules. Whatever punishment your father would, maybe your husband, would give to the child, yeah? When the child comes to you, don't defend the child. Just tell, yes, you did what is wrong. You ask the child, what did you do? You did A, B, C, then that's why you are being punished. So if you don't want to be punished for this, you don't repeat it again. Because this generation, there's a lot of stuff going on. As I said, they feel entitled. You understand? When they want something, it's more pressing. You tell them you don't have, let's do it the last time. They don't understand. They find ways and means to get it. That's my opinion.
Thank you, brother. I'm grateful that you shared your thoughts with us, okay? All right. 0302216541. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Lexis, how are you too?
I'm okay, thank you. What's your name?
It is your boy, King.
All right, King. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's
brother.
hear you.
Oh, this is a nice topic. Yeah. Ladies, you know something? You and your wife have to come together. The Christians understand the Bible very well. Can raise up your children without any mistake, any fault. Because coming together to raise the children is not something big deal. Whether you are not a Christian, whether you are a Christian or not, you want to understand the Bible before. Understand? So without you can raise your children without any mistake at all. You just understand. Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this topic is very nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. 0302216541. Let's hear you. Hello?
Hello, Lexis.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Mama Obiata.
The one. What's your name?
Bishop calling from Asante Mampong.
Okay, Bishop, let's hear you.
Lexis, child upbringing and it's not something that is a family matter alone. There should be collaboration in the family. There should be collaboration with the community, then with the school. Because the children have certain characters that they exhibit or behavior that they exhibit when they're in the house, when they are before their parents, when they are in the community with their peers, when they are with elders, when they are in the school with their peers, when they are with teachers. So it involves observation. Parents have to observe their children. And they shouldn't look at the children as if they are to be punished. Where child upbringing involves punishment. Look, it don't take time. The punishment will even worsen a situation that you want to correct. You have to take the child as a friend. As a child, one. As a friend, two. As a brother or sister. As a colleague. And you know how to treat that child, and you grow with that child. And you see, there are many ways by which we modify the behavior of these young ones coming up. It's not punishment. It's not beating. I know some will say that they will quote the Bible wrongly, that spare the rod and spoil the child. Yes, it is the Bible that way. But the rod in the Bible does not mean that you should use cane, you should punish the child. The rod in the Bible, if you are to tell the child, stop this, don't do that, do it this way, and you don't tell that child that, and the child goes on to put up certain behavior, you are sparing the rod. It does not mean that you use the cane on the child. The way we dialogue with the children in the house, in the community, outside, will tell how they grow to become. And we should also observe their colleagues. Observe their colleagues. The friends that they meet. Try to do background checks and see and move on with them.
Okay.
Surprise them anytime you are outside. Come home and check and see. When you are out of the house, what do they do? When you are with them, what do they do? And then you'll be bringing them. Otherwise, we'll be rearing our children and we think we are bringing them up. Thank you.
Thank you, Bishop. Evans in Adafo says I disagree because those are the days when the young can offer a seat to the old. That's why our communal ethics are fading away. Well. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, Lexis. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Daniela.
All right, Daniela, talk to me.
Yeah. Lexis, you know what? Raising children is I think is a lifelong learning process. You know, and what I would say is there are so many dynamics and things which would determine how your kids turn out. Yes, notwithstanding the fact that there are social media and other factors come into play. There are things that we need to unlearn. I hear people say like, "Oh, you have to be strict," but times are different, and children. I mean, psychologically, children are also different in a way. You can have two kids, and you may not necessarily use the same tactics to raise them, because psychologically, children are different. They do different things. I mean, the things that probably one would react to in a certain way is not the same way another would react to. So I think parenting is really a lifelong journey that we need to embrace, learn some of the things that are not proper, unlearn some of the things that are not proper, and go with the flow. Sometimes it's not a winner takes all thing. You do certain things that would not augur well for you as a parent, and you learn from it and do things better.
Right.
And so it's such a thing that it's sort of a cocktail of things. So it's really a little bit more complicated.
Okay. Daniela, thank you so much for your thoughts on this. You okay? All right. Luther in Adenta says there should be a balance between the two, Lexis. I'm from a balanced background. When we were younger, my parents were a bit strict. But once we got mature, they communicated more through words, and we enjoyed a level of freedom based on our attitudes. Parents are softer these days, and the excuse they give is this Gen Z generation is stubborn and cannot be disciplined, so they adopt a laissez-faire attitude. I personally hate those jokes on social media about African parents as if the Western way of raising a child is the best. Parents need to strike the balance. Okay, thank you. Hello.
Lexis?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? You all right?
I'm good, okay. How are you?
I'm all right, Lexis.
Nice. What's the name?
Danny.
All right, Danny, talk to me.
Good. So you realize from the last caller that and somewhere not too long ago you had to repeat the question. And when you just listen to the responses, it tells you how dynamic the topic you are talking about is, which means that even with one child, you cannot have one approach.
Right.
Depending on the situation and depending on even what stage they find themselves in life, the approach differs. So even experience, taking care and bringing these children up, we are learning and unlearning. But in all of it, I mean, for me, I always say, or the little that I've learned as a young parent is that you must use the 3 F's. That you must be friendly, you must be firm, and you must be fair. At every point in time, you can have even twins or 2 children. The approach may not be the same depending on the issue. But as much as you can, be friendly, be fair, and be firm.
Nice. Danny, thank you.
Yeah.
You wrap it up nicely for us. Friendly, firm, and fair. Let's save this world. Let's save our children.